very key. The region boasts of a very youthful population, which is going to be very crucial in order for us to also look to those issues of development. But we will now be looking to what is about to transpire. We are going to see, as we just try and see our camera person, we are seeing the SADC chairperson, His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, also leading the various heads of state and government. There was a photo of the heads of state. They had that picture moment, that photo moment for the media, as they get to see who is in attendance. Of course, this is very crucial, and this is for memorabilia for this extraordinary summit of SADC heads of state and government. It will be speaking to how they had to come and sit down and see to the issues of what is happening in different parts of Mozambique, in different parts of DRC especially, because that is one of the key issues which are on the table with regards the eastern parts of DRC.
Ichokwadi Monica zikuratidza kuti vese vanga vakamirirwa kuti vange varipo vasvika. Taona vatungamiri venyika nevakamirira vamwe vatungamiri vasipo vachipinda mukati muri kuitirwa musangano unokosha we-Extraordinary Summit of SADC Heads of State and Government. Uri kutarisa kanyaya yerunyararo mudunhu rino reSADC, kutarisa nyaya yerunyararo mudunhu munyika yeDRC, tichitarisira kuti pachakurukurwa tigozonzwa kuti ndezvipi zvarongwa, asi tanzwa kuti mangwanani SADC Organ Troika inova inotarisa nyaya dzerunyararo mudunhu reSADC vatiwo panofanira kuti pawedzerwe rubatsiro kudunhu kunyika yeDRC kuti tive nenyararo. Vativo dunhu reSADC riri kukoshesa zvikuru kugadziriswa kwenhau yeDRC kuitira kuti dunhu rese rive nerunyararo. Tinoziva kuti zvakare dziriko dzimwe nyaya dzichabuda mumusangano iwoyo dzatichazonzwa, kunyange kupera kwemusangano uno kuchabuda inonzi communique iya tichizonzwa zviri kuitika mumusangano. Pane zvino Monica, regai tipinde mukati mumain auditorium muri kuitirwa musangano we-Extraordinary Summit of Heads of State and Government.
Thank you very much. You may be seated, Your Excellencies. A very good afternoon to you, Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates. My name is Barbara Lopi from the SADC Secretariat. I am pleased to be your Director of Ceremony this evening. Allow me to just say a little bit about the SADC Summit, which we are here for. The summit is responsible for the overall policy and direction and control of functions of the community, ultimately making the summit the policy-making institution of SADC. Allow me to introduce their excellencies, heads of state or representatives that are present here. I would like to recognize Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Chairperson of the SADC, His Excellency Dr. Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa. Shall we applaud for His Excellency? Thank you. From the Republic of Madagascar, we have His Excellency President Andry Rajoelina, who is also the incoming chairperson of SADC. Republic of Mozambique, we have His Excellency President Philippe Jacinto News. I'll recognize the Democratic Republic of Congo in absentia, but His Excellency is on his way. His Excellency President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo will be joining us. From the Republic of Botswana, we have Mr. President Duma Gideon Boko. The United Republic of Tanzania, we have His Excellency, the President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council, representing the Chairperson of the SADC Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Republic of South Africa, we have the Deputy President, Honorable Paul Mashatile. The Kingdom of Eswatini, we have the Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Miso Dlamini. Republic of Zambia, we have the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Honorable Mlambo Haimbe, State Council MP. Republic of Namibia, we have the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Honorable Dr. Peya Mushelenga. Kingdom of Lesotho, we have the Minister in the Prime Minister's Office, Honorable Limpo Tau. Republic of Angola, we have the Minister of National Defense, former combatants and veterans, His Excellency Retired General João dos Santos. Republic of Malawi, we have the Minister of Defense, Honorable Harry Mukandawire. Republic of Seychelles, we have the Minister of Internal Affairs, Honorable Charles Erok Fonseca. In our midst, we also have the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Retired General Constantino Chiwenga. I would like to recognize up here the Chairperson of the SADC Council of Ministers, that is Honorable Amos Muira, who is the Minister of Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade. I'd like to recognize also up here on the high table the Executive Secretary of SADC, His Excellency Mr. Elias Mahosi. I will recognize all honorable ministers present here, the senior officials from SADC member states, secretariat staff, and members of the press. At this point, I just want to take you through our program for this evening. We're going to start with introductory remarks from the Executive Secretary of SADC, His Excellency Mr. Elias Mahose, who will then usher in the SADC Chairperson to deliver his remarks and open this meeting. Your Excellency, Mr. Mahose, you may take the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Director of our proceedings. Your Excellency, Dr. Emerson Dambuso Mnangagwa, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and the Chairperson of SADC. Your Excellency, Mr. Andre Rajoelina, President of the Republic of Madagascar and the incoming Chairperson of SADC. Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Government and representatives, Your Excellency, Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, President of Zanzibar, representing the Chairperson of SADC, Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, Her Excellency, Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, Honorable Professor Amon Murira, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade of the Republic of Zimbabwe, and our Chairperson of the SADC Council of Ministers. Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers present here, our colleagues, senior officials from the SADC member states, and my colleagues from the Secretariat, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all. Or it's still late afternoon, I believe. It is with a deep sense of respect and utmost humility that I deliver these introductory remarks at this extraordinary summit of heads of state and government that we are holding here in Harare, the capital of the Republic of Zimbabwe, to discuss matters of peace and security in our region. While the SADC region remains peaceful and stable generally, we do have, unfortunately, some security challenges in some parts which require continued collective response to address. Political stability, peace, and security are vital ingredients and enablers for SADC socio-economic development and integration. Any disturbance or compromise to any of these tenets of development threatens the lofty aspirations of member states and the region itself. It is for this reason that we are meeting yet again, almost a year since the region deployed the SADC mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo, or SAMI-DRC, as a regional response to assist the government of the Democratic Republic of Congo address the deteriorating security situation in Eastern DRC. I therefore express my profound gratitude to you, Your Excellencies, for creating the time from your very demanding schedules to attend this extraordinary summit and deliberate on matters aimed at promoting peace and security in our region. We do not take your presence here lightly, as it is testament to the level of importance you, as the apex decision-making body of SADC, place on matters of peace and security in our region. We are expectant, with the hope that your decisions today will provide worthwhile solutions to the Eastern DRC and the region at large. I also wish to express our sincere gratitude to His Excellency Dr. Emerson Dambuso Mnangagwa and the government of the Republic of Zimbabwe for graciously hosting this summit and all preceding meetings at short notice, and for the exceptional hospitality that we have become accustomed to when we meet and integrate here in Harare. All this signifies Zimbabwe's commitment to the promotion of peace, security, and stability of the SADC region. Your Excellencies, the summit has been convened to take stock and appreciate the progress made in Eastern DRC, where over 6.9 million people have been displaced internally. A countless number of civilians have been killed, and women, girls, and disabled face endless dire humanitarian crisis as a result of the armed conflict. The summit will also receive an update on the post-election political and security situation in the Republic of Mozambique following the violence that erupted immediately after the elections. We do not expect that the election processes could deteriorate to the extent of serious conflict, disruption of economic activity, threat to human lives, and even loss of lives, as well as damage to property and infrastructure. There are appropriate structures under the electoral laws and constitution of member states that deal with complaints and any misgivings about elections. We therefore plead with all those that are aggrieved with the election process to follow these lawful procedures and ensure that the safety of citizens and stability of the country. Your Excellencies, the deployment of SAMI-DRC is consistent with the provisions of the SADC Defense Mutual Pact, which among others calls for collective security to protect member states from all forms of aggression. The mission was deployed on 15 December of 2023 and has created some stability for the population affected by the armed conflict, especially those who have sought refuge in the areas of SAMI-DRC operation. It has also created an enabling environment for political and diplomatic initiatives undertaken over the past months, including primarily the ceasefire deal struck on the 4th of August this year between the governments of DRC and Rwanda. This notwithstanding, the reported violations of the ceasefire by some parties to the agreement are worrisome and should be treated with the contempt they deserve. We had hoped that the ceasefire would create an opportunity for progress, enable enhanced solution-based dialogue between the parties, and facilitate seamless flow of humanitarian support to those who are at the receiving end of the armed conflict. We reiterate the clarion call for all parties to observe all the stated obligations of the ceasefire. As I mentioned during the extraordinary Organ Troika summit this morning, the security situation in the eastern part of the DRC remains a source of regional concern. No effort must therefore be spared to ensure that this crucial ceasefire is nurtured and sustained. In addressing the need for additional resources, Your Excellencies, to sustain SAMI-DRC operations, your Secretariat has undertaken several engagements with our international cooperating partners in a bid to mobilize resources in support of this mission. To this end, we are continuing to explore various options with the African Union Peace and Security Council and the United Nations Secretary General, among others, to support the SAMI-DRC. However, there is an urgent need for member states to continue to honor their remittances towards SAMI-DRC budget to sustain operational effectiveness of our troops and consolidate the gains that we have recorded thus far. As I've said before, the attainment of a lasting peace in Eastern DRC needs complementary response strategies, including multiple political and diplomatic interventions, such as the Luanda process, led by His Excellency President João Manuel Gonçalves Lorenzo, President of the Republic of Angola, in his capacity as the African Union champion for peace and reconciliation in Africa, to address the core issues and conclude an agreed set of resolutions to relative to the conflict. I believe, Your Excellencies, that we should focus more effort and the limited resources at our disposal on dialogue between the parties, especially given the financial constraints we have. And with a great sense of humility, I advocate for Your Excellencies to consider having very robust but intimate and in-camera conversations with those member states experiencing conflict, as well as other stakeholders outside our region who are negatively affecting our peace and stability. We must work with all these stakeholders to change the narrative and work towards peace. Peace should be the denominator for all our engagements with stakeholders. I believe, Your Excellencies, that we can find lasting peace in our region. I believe that we can create a safe and enabling space for dialogue and peace to thrive. We cannot buy peace, I believe. It is very costly, in my view. We cannot achieve peace and stability by military interventions alone. Therefore, such interventions as the Luanda process are a launching pad for Your Excellencies to use and build on. Again, with the same great sense of humility, I advocate once more for Your Excellencies to lead these robust but intimate and in-camera conversations. In conclusion, I wish to thank the Chairperson of the SADC Organ on Politics, Defense and Security Cooperation, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, for her leadership and commitment to peace, security, and stability of our region. With these few remarks, may I humbly invite His Excellency Dr. Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, the Chairperson of our regional bloc SADC, to deliver his remarks and officially open the extraordinary summit. I thank you for your attention. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Asante sana. Tatenda. Kia leboha.
Your Excellency Henry Rajulina, President of the Republic of Madagascar and incoming Chairperson of SADC. Your Excellency Filipe Nyusi, President of the Republic of Mozambique. Your Excellency Felix Antonio Tshisekedi Chilombo, I understand he's on his way just now, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Your Excellency Duma Gideon Boko, President of the Republic of Botswana. Your Excellency Dr. Hussein Ali Mwinyi, President of Zanzibar and Chairman of the Revolutionary Council of Zanzibar, is represented. The Right Honorable Russell Dlamini, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Honorable Paul Mashatile, Vice President of the Republic of South Africa. Your Excellency Elias Mpedi Magosi, SADC Executive Secretary. Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers who are here, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Before I commence my remarks, may I invite us all to rise as we observe a moment of silence in honor and reverence of our gallant sons and daughters who passed on in defense of the peace and security of our region, particularly in some DRC. May we stand? May their souls continue to rest in eternal peace. Thank you. Thank you. Your Excellencies and dear colleagues, it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome you and your delegations to Zimbabwe. In August 2024, we gathered here in ordinary session to take stock of the progress of our august regional organization over the past year. Ambitious yet achievable targets and strategies were adopted to harness the immense opportunities in our region, as well as address our common challenges. Today, we convene specifically to deliberate on pertinent issues relating to the peace and security of our region. Thank you for agreeing that we meet at short notice, in spite of our demanding schedules. We welcome in a very special way, His Excellency Advocate Duma Boko, President of the Republic of Botswana. And we congratulate him on his assumption to the esteemed office of President of our sister republic. We are confident, Your Excellency and dear brother, that your insights and wisdom will contribute to the sustainable socio-economic development, prosperity, freedom, as well as peace and security for the peoples of our SADC region. Your Excellencies, undoubtedly, peace is the cornerstone of all our collective endeavors towards sustainable development and our regional integration agenda. It is therefore our collective and weighty responsibility to do all we can to address the common threats that jeopardize peace and security in our region. Let us remain steadfast as we face head-on the various impediments to the security and the well-being of our peoples. I wish to commend His Excellency and my dear brother, President Tshisekedi, for joining us today and being part of this extraordinary summit dedicated to relook at the security situation in the Eastern DRC. This clearly demonstrates that the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo have trust in our ability to work collectively as the SADC family to help manage threats, not only in the great country, but our region as a whole. The long-standing mantra, and I quote, "An injury to any one of our nations is an injury to all SADC nations," end of quote, rings true to this day. Our sincere gratitude is extended to His Excellency President João Lourenço of the Republic of Angola for his tireless mediation efforts to bring lasting peace in the eastern part of the DRC. It is most unfortunate that the violation of the ceasefire agreement persists. SADC is equally indebted to the troop contributing countries, which are Malawi, Tanzania, and South Africa, for deploying troops and military equipment critical for sustaining our efforts to restore peace and stability in the DRC. Your Excellencies, as a region, we must boldly continue to work together to ensure that the people of the DRC are able to enjoy peace and tranquility. Regrettably, The report before us paints a grave picture of the security and humanitarian situation in the Eastern DRC. To date, over 6.5 million people are internally displaced, with civilians, women, and children being most affected by the conflict. We have a duty to strengthen our resolve and chart a way forward that will see us win this fight for peace and the rights of the people of Eastern DRC to a good life and well-being, development, justice, as well as strong institutions in their country. On its part, Zimbabwe reaffirms its readiness to cooperate with other member states for the realization of a peaceful, integrated, industrialized, and a prosperous SADC. Your Excellencies, as we deliberate on the future of DRC, we are not oblivious to other challenges impacting our region, particularly the climate change-induced drought and the public health emergencies. Together, in unity and honor of the legacy of our founding fathers, let us stand resolutely against the common challenges. The people of the DRC deserve peace, they deserve security, they deserve development and prosperity for their country. Our region should never settle for anything less for any of our countries. We need peace in our region. Once again, I warmly welcome you to Zimbabwe and invite you to enjoy the facilities at your disposal for a successful summit. I wish us fruitful deliberations. I thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Chairperson of SADC, Dr. Emmerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa. Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, we have now come to the end of this official opening session, which was open to the media and the invited guests. We now request the media to be excused and exit the room so that the meeting can proceed in closed session. We will invite you for the official closing, where a communique from this meeting will also be shared. Thank you very much. I would like to also announce that the configuration in terms of participation in this meeting is 1+6. So delegations that are over than that number may also have to be excused.
ichokwadi tikuenda mberi tikupai zvikuitika kuno kumount Hampden kumusangano weSADC Extraordinary Summit. Taona kakusvika kwemutungamiri wenyika yeDRC vaFelix Tshisekedi vasvikawo pano. Tinoziva kuti ndo nyika ine nhau iri kukurukurwa mukati mezuva ranhasi kusagadzikana kuri kuEastern DRC. VaChisekedi vasvika kuti vapinde